Everyone's been asking, how has my Peninsula 25 been doing? You guys have been wondering, did Douglas punch the tank? Did the shrimp take it over? What's been going on? Did we finally get coral? Well, guess what? We finally got coral because we've been taking it slow, following that golden rule of reef keeping, where it's like a fine wine. You want to let it age. You want to let the tank mature and have a slow, nice journey. So let's see where we're at. We're back, baby. Big news. I finally got some coral in the tank, and I've got even more coming soon. So the coral that I got now there's some softies, there's some beginner corals, because again, it's a young tank. I'm not that brave in trying to do anything fancy. But one of the corals that I did get, it was part of what made me get a tank. I was looking at it and going, ooh, what do I like? And I saw this and I was like, I gotta have it. Didn't even have a tank yet, but knew that was the coral I had to have.
And here they are right in front of us. So these corals I got from another reefer who I actually saw them in a community spotlight of Waterbox, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have that. There's a total of 3 of them that I ended up buying. The first one I'm gonna introduce when we get him out and show him on all of his glory. And then I also got a toadstool leather, so I figured another softie, let them help soak up the nutrients from the tank as it matures and starts to develop. And then also have a Zoa, just because it looked neat, wanted to see how it does. And you know the drill, open up the bags, put them in a container, we gotta hook up the drip acclimator. That'll move slowly some water from my main tank into the bowl. This will help the corals get used to my tank parameters, that way there's not a big shock when I move them in. They've already been stressed enough going through shipping and traveling, coming all the way across the country. I don't want to have them then go and be like, oh, what is this new water? I'm not used to this, and stress them out even more. So you get them going nice and slow, drip acclimate them over like a half hour, and then we'll move them into the tank. While we wait for them to drip acclimate and get fully used to the water, it's the perfect time to go ahead and add a frag rack in. I just got a small magnetic one just to keep on the side, you know, for when I have other frags, or it'll come in use later, I promise. And then also, why not give the tank a little cleanup, you know, scrape down the walls, make sure she's looking real nice for the new additions. And of course, the little Nefarious now, he wants to help, so he's climbing aboard, you know, putting in the effort. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the dip in the Coral RX, our coral dip solution, just to help heal them and give them, get rid of any unwanted pests that might have been with them. But this guy is some primo coral, so I wasn't too worried. And oh boy, here we go, sticking them in the tank, finally, after all that time setting up. So first up is the toadstool leather. I'm putting this in the back corner. I thought it would look real nice, and eventually when it grows up and spreads out, like has a nice big bowl to it, it would just be a nice display to have in the back corner. But you can see my little friend here, Mr. Peppermint Shrimp, he didn't like me going into his turf, so he starts jumping all on my finger, running around. I have to keep flicking him off a couple times, but eventually, we settle it, I leave his turf and leave the coral form. Number 2 is the Illuminati Zoa. Boop, right into the frag rack. I don't know where I want to put it yet. Let me know if you guys think of a good spot. Maybe I'll have it go up the back of the rock. Not too sure, but we'll sit in the frag rack for now. And last but not least, the coral I've been teasing the whole video about. This is the coral that made me want to get a reef tank. It's a branching GSP. I know, something simple, but it just looks so nice. I love the way it spreads out, like you can see it being all flowy, sticking up like a fancy coral. It just really sticks out. I love the bright green nature of it. So we're sticking it in the back corner. I'm keeping it to its own rock because you know GSP, it grows pretty fast. It'll hopefully cover this whole rock, and I'll have a nice big pillar of it sitting in the back corner. And I think I made the mistake of not feeding the shrimp first because they were a little feisty with me. They were just going at me. You can't see the shrimp in this one, but he's back there behind the rock going at my fingers a little bit. And all I'm trying to do is just balance the coral, get it so the glue dries and it'll stand up straight. But he just did not like that. And I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, we want to see the coral opened up, not those stressed out blobs. And of course, we'll show you the good stuff. After letting them acclimate and get adjusted to the new tank and the light and everything for a little bit, they started opening up that day. Didn't even take them that long. They started showing their full colors, and this is what the Illuminati Zoa looked like. I got this nice picture. If you want to see more pictures like this, feel free to pop into our Instagram. But look at how bright it shines. It just stuck out really, really nice. Unfortunately, the toadstool leather, it fell over a little bit. It wasn't liking being glued to that rock, so I moved it onto the frag rack just so it could continue to get used to the tank, get a little stronger. And then the branching GSP opened up, and look at all the lovely green polyps just flowing out in the water, loving all the light. They were just having a great time. Unfortunately, they were also looking too yummy for the shrimp, so they started picking at it a little bit, but it was okay because I just started feeding the tank a little bit extra, and now the shrimp don't bother the coral at all, and it's back to flowing out everywhere. And be sure to drop a subscribe and jump back in next week. We'll show you how much these have grown in such a short time.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I need money for fish.